Hey, crafty friends, welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. I'm Dawn Pauley from D Pauley Designs, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Today, I'm working with the Pinkfresh Studio Whispering Daffodils collection. First up is the Whispering Daffodils Stamp Set. This set comes with two big stamps that has all the florals attached together, which is really nice, and some really great sentiments. Then you can purchase the coordinating dies to go with it, and you get the two big dies that cut out the florals and the two dies to cut out the two big sentiments. The other sentiments are easy to cut out yourself, so you really don't need the dies for those. It's a really great stamp set. Then I have these stencils that color in the florals. It's a 7-piece layering set, which is really nice if you don't like to use markers or colored pencils. It makes coloring in the florals super easy. And finally, I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio Scallop Grid die. It's not from the Whispering collection, but I thought it would go nice with the floral set. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is die cut the scallop grid from some fog colored cardstock. This color makes a nice background color for pretty much any colors that you use. Next, I'm using the Spellbinders Precision A2 size dies to cut a white rectangle to go in the middle of the fog colored scallop grid. Here I'm just stamping the image with the biggest floral image in it because that's going to be my main focal point on my card. I'm using a Copic friendly black ink so my ink doesn't smear when I start to do my ink blending. Now I'm going to use these stencils to color the flowers in. This is stencil number 1. I don't know if you could see that. And they do line up pretty easy once you find which way the florals match up. It only took me 2 turns to line it up, so they're very easy to use. I'm going to use some magnets to hold the stencils in place. You can use some pixie spray to hold the stencils or some tape. I'm using some Pinkfresh Studio Sheer Freesia for the first layer of the flower. I'm going kind of light-handed here because I don't want my flowers too dark. I really want a very light pastel feel to the flowers. I'm tapping off the majority of the color onto a piece of scrap paper because I really want that main layer of the flower to be super light. I also don't want to get any harsh dark spots, so by tapping some of the color off onto the scrap paper, this will help prevent that from happening. When I'm done, I take the stencil off and look at how nice that looks. You can barely see the color, which is what I wanted. I lined up the second stencil and I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio Wisteria ink color to put some accents on the flowers. Now, I did go a little darker with this color, but when it dries, it does get much lighter and it actually turned out perfect. And look at how nice that looks. For stencil number 3, I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio Lemon Whip ink color. Now for this color, I'm barely putting anything down. I know it looks like I'm putting a lot on the stencil, but I'm barely using any color. I really want the yellow to be super soft. As you can see, when I pull the stencil off, the yellow is super light. For the fourth stencil, I'm using the same lemon whip ink and I'm applying the same amount of ink. I want the same softness in the color for all the remaining flowers. The fifth stencil is the last stencil for the flowers, and again, I'm using the same lemon whip ink. I keep everything the same, and that completes the flowers. Next up, I'm going to be doing the stems. For the leaves, I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio Fresh Pear color. I love this color. I use it a lot when I have to color in green leaves because I think it complements most other colors and it goes with a lot of them. For the last stencil, I'm coming in with the Fresh Pear color again, and I'm just going a little darker with it. This way, it will make it look like it's just a slightly different color. And look at how beautiful this turned out. I just love how the soft colors all look together. Next, I took some of the Fresh Pear ink and I put some ink all around the edges of the rectangle just so that it isn't all white and it gives it a little bit of dimension. I used the coordinating dies to cut out the flowers, and then I ran it through my die cut machine, and look at how nice that die cut. I love how it cuts all the pieces at one time. I stamped the sentiment celebrating you in black ink in the bottom right hand corner of the rectangle. And then I adhered the scallop grid onto an A2 sized white card base. And then I added some white craft foam to the back of the rectangle, and I adhered that into the middle of the scalloped grid. I adhered the flowers onto the front of the card where I wanted them to go. And I used the big floral and I used the two smaller ones for the florals. And to finish off the card, I'm using my favorite self-adhesive Fashion Oyster pearls from Spellbinders to accent my card. I love using my craft knife to pick them up. It makes placement really easy. Don't forget to press them down really good so they adhere to the card and that they don't fall off your card. And that's going to complete my card for today. I love how this card turned out with the flowers and the scallop grid background. I want to thank you for joining me today on the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel. I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. Your feedback means a lot, and I always enjoy hearing from you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Scrapbook Pals YouTube channel and follow them on their other social media platforms so you never miss out on an upcoming release and all their amazing inspiration. Also, be sure to check out their website for all the new releases and tons of creative goodies. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day and get some crafty time in soon.